So, 2020. It's not done with us yet. Hello there, hope you're having a great Wednesday. What is up, guys, and welcome to FPL Today and the FPL Gameweek 17 Team Selection video, where we go over how I did in Gameweek 16 and what my plans are for Gameweek 17, with the hope of helping you with your FPL rank. So if you want to spread some cheer in such unprecedented times, why not consider hitting that like button, subscribing and hitting that bell for FPL, and let's get into the video. So we start off with the players that have returned for me in Game Week 16, and we are looking at the likes of Bamford and Dallas in a Leeds absolute mauling of West Bromwich Albion, where plenty of players scored highly. However, unfortunately, again, in a game that had a significant amount of goals, Bamford only returned 2 assists. Now, this is better than the last time Leeds went absolutely ham against the side, but I was hoping for more. And to be honest, although Bamford's underlying stats don't look too bad if you consider how many goals Leeds scored, the fact that he only got 4 shots on goal, 3 from inside the box, no shots on target with 1 big chance and expected goals at 0.41, that's pretty disappointing, all things considered. However, Dallas with a clean sheet and an assist got 12 points, which was a significant haul for me from that game, which was much appreciated. Dallas didn't have any goal threat at all, but did have 2 key passes, creating the 1 assist. Only had expected assists of 0.09, so pretty happy with that assist in that game. Outside of those 2, we had Cresswell getting 6 points in a clean sheet for West Ham in a game that I've heard was considerably boring to watch. Fortunately for me, I was watching the Leeds game, so I got to see some goals. Either way, I'm happy with the assist from Cresswell. Then we had Bruno Fernandes getting an assist in his game, which of course is much appreciated, and he was probably the second best player for underlying stats for me, getting 3 shots on goal, 1 on target, 1 from inside the box, 1 big chance and expected goals at 0.52. with 3 key passes as well. So not a terrible return from those 4 players. However, the other players that I'm going to talk about, the other 4, didn't do much for me. Martinez not being able to keep a clean sheet. Taylor being substituted off very early, looks like he's got a hamstring injury, which is a bit inconvenient considering the double game week is just around the corner. We had Grealish, of course, looking great as he usually does, but still not getting FPL points. And then Adams, who has failed to return again for me, but to be fair, that did get me the Cresswell clean sheet, so swings and roundabouts. But we still have 3 men to play, and those are Mohamed Salah and Robertson against Newcastle away, and also Son as my captain against Fulham at home. Now, there are rumours that potentially the Fulham game could get called off due to the pandemic, which would be unfortunate, but my captain would move to Mohamed Salah, so I suppose that's not too bad. However, if we look at my bench, it would mean I don't have a full starting 11 because Dominic Calvert-Lewin's game has already been postponed because of the pandemic, and we have Anguissa and Robinson as my bench options, so if that Fulham game is called off, we don't have any playing substitutes, which will be unfortunate, but it does seem like it's going to be a low-scoring game week for a lot of people. So that leaves me on 38 points for the game week so far, with the average being 25. We also have an overall points now of 949, and our overall rank has improved to 213,178, which isn't too bad, and hopefully with a good captain return, we could see that rank rise even more. So the player at risk, and we are looking at Jack Grealish, who, to be honest, the main reason is because we do have the double game week coming up, and he does not have a double game week in game week 19. He also has a tough next fixture with the Man United away game, and he's in a team where he's creating a lot of chances, but they don't seem to get put away by the teammates around him. I also think he did look a lot better with Barkley in that side, who hopefully should be coming back soon. But the problems I have with transferring out is he always passes the eye test for me. And since game week 2, he's always had 2 blanks and then a return, and the last 2 game weeks have been blanks, so he should be returning in this fixture if he follows the pattern he has been so far this season. Before we move on to my Game Week 17 side, if you want access to all the stats that we use here on FPL Today, then do check out Fantasy Football Hub, top link in the description. You guys have been smashing it so far with the support, going over there and signing up, and it has been helping out the channel significantly, so thank you guys for that. Here's a quick word from them. All the data on FPL Today is taken from the Fantasy Football Hub. with tools such as player comparison to choose the best players out of 2 options, Opta-Stats tables to see who could be hitting form soon and who will be amongst the goals, and a fixture ticker so you know who has not just the form but also the fixtures to match, and so much more, like articles and coverage of other fantasy football games. Ask yourself why you haven't joined the Fantasy Football Hub. It's just £2 a month to unlock your FPL potential. So guys, again, if you want to support the channel and you do want access to this kind of data, do consider checking out Fantasy Football Hub, top link in the description, and let's get on with the rest of the video. So my Game Week 17 side. Now, I had plans, I did, and then they all went and got ruined for my transfer, but let's first look at how my team line up. We start off with the goalkeepers and defence, and we have Martinez with Man United away. Now, not the greatest fixture for him, however, I don't like to change my goalkeepers, and I'm probably not going to change my goalkeeper for double Game Week 19. He'll probably still be there no matter what. Maybe I might take a punt with my free hit if I still use it in Game Week 18, but we shall see in the next video. We also have Cresswell with Everton away. Bit up and down about that fixture. West Ham could potentially keep a clean sheet there. Everton don't look as good as they did at the start of the season, but it is a tough fixture for a clean sheet. Robertson with Southampton away. Southampton are the type of side that can get a goal against anyone, but we're hopeful for some attacking returns. And then we're actually going to put Robinson with Burnley away into the starting 11, purely because it is a Burnley away fixture. Burnley don't score lots of goals generally, so hopefully Fulham can keep a clean sheet in that one, and that'll be some differential points for me in Game Week 17. We then look at the midfield, and we've got Son with Leeds at home. Son against such an open playing side like Leeds, and with that recent result of that Man United game where they were just so open, I feel like potentially we could be seeing Son and Kane getting a lot of points in this one. So Son probably will get the captaincy armband, although Salah, as you can see, is a consideration with Southampton away, because I think Liverpool could score a good amount of goals against Southampton. So very happy with both of them in the side. Also Fernandes with Aston Villa at home. He could still get some points for me as well. Grealish is the player at risk, but he is due a goal or an assist in this game. So Grealish might stay for one game week, but I doubt it pretty highly. Depends what we hear from all the pandemic news, as well as the press conferences before Game Week 17. But that midfield looks pretty good, apart from perhaps Grealish fixture-wise. And then up front, we have the usual three. Bamford with Tottenham away. Not the greatest fixture for him, I don't think, because Mourinho is a manager that does try to get clean sheets. But Bamford has been such great value for money that he's probably not going to go anywhere. Calvert-Lewin, probably at risk as well, but with West Ham at home in the next fixture, compared to Grealish, I probably fancy Calvert-Lewin's chances a bit higher. And Adams as well, tough fixture, but he does have the double game week fixture, so he won't be going anywhere either. The bench has Taylor against Fulham. Now, if Taylor was fit, there's the possibility of me playing 4 at the back. However, we're going to wait and see, but hamstring injury with such a quick turnaround, I feel like he's probably not going to play. But he is first on the bench just in case. And then we have Anguissa with Burnley away. Again, potentially he could get something. Maybe he comes in, depending on the transfer I make going into Game Week 17. And then Dallas with Tottenham. I don't think there's a clean sheet there. Dallas could get some attacking returns, but I feel like Tottenham will score in this fixture, so he is last on the bench. So moving on to potential transfers, and considering we're looking at replacing Jack Grealish, we have 4 players here. They're not necessarily the 4 players I would have liked to have gone to first, but I've not seen enough from other players to really go that way yet. But we will talk about other options as we go through these 4. The first player I'm looking at is Rafinha. Of course, he has had a great return in the game week just gone, with a decent performance in that game against West Bromwich Albion. At 5.5 million, he would save me some cash, with his price being lower than Jack Grealish, and allow me to spend potentially on a more expensive striker elsewhere. And in the last 6 game weeks, he has got 1 goal and 2 assists, with 18 shots on goal, 13 of those coming from inside the box. Only 1 big chance though, and expected goals at 1.55. Also 14 key passes, but only 1 big chance created. So the underlying stats are a bit up and down for Rafinha. but he does look like a very good player with a bit of class in that Leeds side. Possibility of me going to Souček just to save a little bit more money, as he also has a double game week, but Rafinha is the more exciting option. We then look at Mason Mount, and to be honest, if Ziyech was around and if Chelsea looked like the Chelsea they did about 5 or 6 game weeks ago, potentially we'd be looking at someone else other than Mount. And if Ziyech is back, he could be a consideration. But at 6.9 million, Mason Mount seems to be a pretty steady hand in that Chelsea side. Only 2 assists, no goals, but he has had 10 shots, 2 on target, 2 from inside the box, no big chances, but 19 key passes with 4 big chances created and expected assists at 2.38. He could get me a few points in the double game week, so he is under consideration. But if Ziyech was in that side and on form, then I'll probably be looking at him instead of Mason Mount. Another Leeds player makes a potential transfers, and it is Jack Harrison, slightly cheaper at 5.4 million than Rafinha. He has got 2 goals and 1 assist, with 8 shots on goal, 2 on target, 7 from inside the box. However, 3 big chances to Rafinha's 1, and expected goals at 1.30, which is comparably high with the amount of shots he's had compared to Rafinha. Also with 11 key passes and 2 big chances created, and expected assists at 1.32. With lower numbers, his expected stats are slightly higher. And then finally, we're actually considering Harvey Barnes, who is a player that generally I bring in and doesn't perform for me, but recently he's managed to go and get 2 goals. He's 6.7 million. He doesn't have the shots compared to Rafinha and even Mason Mount, with only 2 on target and 3 from inside the box, which means he's taking long shots, and his expected goals is at 0.45. That's even lower than Mason Mount's. Also, key passes is significantly low, but he just seems one of those players that every now and again hits a purple patch, and he's under consideration because of Leicester's fixtures. However, if I go somewhere else, Jamie Vardy could potentially be called in because of the saving from the downgrade of the likes of Grealish to Rafinha or Harrison, and also the fact that I've saved some money moving De Bruyne down to Son. So guys, that is it for this video. So if you have enjoyed the video, please do consider hitting that like button, subscribing and hitting that notification bell. Thank you guys for a great 2020, because I believe this will be the last video. So hopefully have a great New Year's, and hopefully 2021 is a little bit kinder to us than 2020, although from the sounds of it, we might be starting the new year how we've spent most of this one. So hopefully you're looking after yourselves. Feel free to leave a comment in the comments down below saying how you did in Game Week 16 and your plans for Game Week 17, or just generally have a chat with me. I'm around to try and answer as many of them as possible, considering I'm not at work. With that being said, I've been JNO, this has been FPL Today, and remember, it's all about the game.